Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? This room's a bit more barren from the last time I shot videos because last time I shot videos, I shot them all en masse before I had to go back to college, which is the reason why there isn't a whole bunch of amps right here. I'm also doing a gig this week, which is kind of why I'm making this video. 2 months ago on the channel, I reviewed the super cool guitar gadget called the GuitarJo. And if you happen to miss that video, I'll leave a link down in the description, down in the comment section, as well as one of these things up on the screen. But a brief summary is that it's a super cool thing that sticks on your guitar and it has felt pads to lower on top of your strings, mutes it just enough to make it sound stupidly good like a banjo. Like, it is scary good. And the question I had was, how giggable is it? Because I often play musicals where the guitar book will, for some reason, require a banjo part. Like, that's the reason why I got this mandolin, and that's the reason why I got the GuitarJo. Because, I mean, 35 bucks, that's a mount for your guitar and you can take it on and off versus getting an actual banjo. I definitely 35 bucks instead of like learning how to play an actual banjo or getting an actual guitar banjo. You know what I mean. And the time has finally come to use the GuitarJo in a musical, because this week I'm playing the musical Cabaret. If you don't know anything about that show, the music is very 1930s Dixieland style music. And basically with the Dixieland, there was no guitar player, there was a banjo player, and he would play on beats 2 and 4, so it'd be like the whole entire time. That's what I played for the majority of the show. And the guitar book is actually super deceptive because when you get it, it says guitar at the very top. Then you see you need a guitar and a banjo. The first song at the very bottom of the page says guitar/banjo because you need both for that song. Same thing with song 2. As soon as you get to song 3, the rest of the book just says banjo at the bottom. It's like, yeah, you brought a guitar, but you know what? Just play the banjo for the rest of the show. That's what we really want here. But overall, this musical is going to determine if the GuitarJo is giggable or not, since it is a 5-day event. We started on Wednesday, we had 2 rehearsals, we had opening night last night, today is Saturday, we have a show tonight and a show tomorrow, to which I'm going to bring you on the show tonight and show tomorrow for the cleanup. However, we kinda have to do some fun things. Due to the very illegal world of musicals, I'm not allowed to capture any of the stage performance through the GoPro or on any film in general. So no matter what dance number they're on, no matter what scene they're on, I can't film it on the GoPro, which is totally understandable. And because it's Cabaret, it most likely could get taken off of YouTube because But anyway, besides that, usually this would be a problem because the pits are lower than the stage, so no matter where I put the GoPro, the stage would be visible. For this show, it really is simple because the pit is on stage, behind the wall, behind the curtain, and we can't see anything unless it's through a monitor. We do have a monitor, and it's right here. I'm right next to it, so I need to make sure the GoPro doesn't capture the monitor at all. Then there's the second issue, audio. Why? Copyrights, YouTube's favorite thing. So I'm still going to do some research about this. I haven't done any research because I just thought of this, but I don't know if I can take whatever audio comes through the GoPro and put it onto YouTube due to copyright restrictions and due to the musical restrictions of that I can't capture any of the performance. So I don't know if that goes for what we're playing. Also, I'm going to do a lot more research in it. However, there is the chance scenario that no matter what I play, I'm going to have to mute the audio. How am I going to fix this? I'm going to take a picture of the page that I'm playing on, and then I'm going to record everything back home. That way you can hear what exactly I'm playing and how it sounds through the GuitarJo, and I'll try my best to mic up the amp that I'm using. I mean, those are the 2 basic fun things I had to deal with there, but overall, super nice show, super simple, and we're going to see if the GuitarJo is giggable or not, and I'm going to take you along with me today and tomorrow for the cleanup. So if you think about it, this is also a gig vlog, which is super cool. Phone cam now because the GoPro is charging, and I forgot to mention one crucial detail before I put it on the charger. So I mentioned that the pit is behind the wall, behind a curtain. Now, in this wall, there's this little tiny gap to where some of the members of the pit are visible, and the curtain we have is a scrim. So if you're not a theater person who don't know what a scrim is, basically it's very, very thin cloth. And so some of us are visible, which includes the conductor, the drummer, the bass player, and myself. And now because of this, we need to dress like we are a part of the show. So this is the result of that. Disturbing? Yes. Uncomfortable? Yes. Does my girlfriend like it? No. But it's what we gotta do for the show. So this is my view for the entirety of this run in this tight little corner on stage. Let's do a little rig rundown while we're here. The amplifier I'm using is the Marshall Code 25-watt, tuned to where the treble is all the way up. The guitar we're using is, of course, the G&L ASAT Classic, and you see the GuitarJo is right on there. Now, you notice this piece of painter's tape right on the GuitarJo. This is a little mod I did at home, which isn't really a mod. It's just basically telling me how high I need to put the GuitarJo on the body. However, for me, as you can see, it got a bit crumpled up, so it really didn't work as soon as I got there. And a thing I had to do every night was trying to tune it into the proper position, which is just trial and error. And you're going to see me tune each little thing with my fingers, and that is because I forgot the Allen keys. But if you get the GuitarJo, you can just grab onto the little things at the bottom, spin them into the proper direction to make it sound good. And I'm just testing out everything, seeing what our frequency is for the GuitarJo, testing out just some jazz standards like Dolphin Dance, even though we're not going to be playing that. A little pro tip, if you're playing shows and get stuck with a metal chair, you're not lucky to get a chair like this with padding, stool like that, or like one of those metal chairs like that. Bring a pillow. Trust me, it'll do you good.
Why is Natalie meeting him? Yeah, I have the same question.
From the show let's go ahead and take the guitar out of here. So a way that you can travel with the GuitarJo is actually leaving the system on your guitar, but taking the actual GuitarJo part out, but leaving them out on your guitar. All it really does is just leaves a small indentation in your case with a hole, which is what you can see right here, maybe, possibly, if I turn up the brightness and zoom in. I don't know. Let's go ahead and take out everything. Don't worry, I have a high ceiling. The guitar isn't going to hit anything. And now we take out the actual GuitarJo system, which is right here. I'm going to put the case away. And I'm going to bring the camera up closer so we can inspect the GuitarJo, see if it held up at all. This part right here is fine and dandy. I was kind of worried about the felt pads, but they are on there all nice and snug. Everything is perfect. The screw is still intact. There's no scratches on this one whatsoever. Mine's a couple rough spots on the very edge of this. But other than this, the system is good. Next time, I'm definitely going to bring in Allen keys so that way I don't have to finger tighten them like I was doing for this show, because I didn't bring the Allen key. Now let's actually go ahead and take the system off of the G&L Telly, and it should come off just like that. Alright. So, let's see the damage to this, if there is any, and of course there is. We got that, which is my own dumb fault, just because when it was inside of the thing, I kept moving around during the show just because there were times where the banjo sound would get lost, and it would sound like a guitar again, and that's just due to multiple things. It could be due down to my own fault, could be down to the fact that the screw wasn't tight enough so it was moving all over the place and accidentally bump it, or just could be down to the fact something moved with gravity or something, but that's why the end of that looks like that. Other than that, everything is fine. It's kind of lost its stickiness, but all you need to do is just clean it with a microfiber cloth and just let it dry. There is a couple of scratches at the very bottom of this, but everything looks fine. It looks like we're starting to get like a little indentation into this area, which is where the pool is. But other than that, minus this, of course, it survived. And let's take a look at the guitar, see if it left any residue on here. And it does not look like it. So it was right here where the pickup was, right about here. And I see nothing wrong with that at all. Like, it is perfectly fine. I mean, it's a bit dusty, but other than that, it is perfectly fine. Now, how suction is it now? So it's on there pretty good. I'm actually really impressed. Like, of course, like if you're trying to get it off there, it'll come up. But like if you're just like bump into it, nothing really. I mean, there we go. So let's say I'm just picking here and then just accidentally whack it. It was going nowhere until I hit it with my thumb. But other than that, you should be picking nowhere near that. Now, if I just tap on it like that, it will go. Like as soon as I say it won't go, it will go. But you see there, not going. Still not going. Get harder. Still not going. There we go. There it went. So overall, I'm really impressed with this. Like, holy shit, it's really good. However, there was a couple downsides when I was using this for the show. And when I say downsides, I mean there's just one big one to me. Now, as I mentioned before, most of the show is done on banjo with the exception of one song that calls for guitar. Now, obviously, that means put the GuitarJo out of the way and just use the guitar normally. However, I just decided to go full GuitarJo. There was a couple of reasons for that. The main reason was that you couldn't really tell in the audience, like, the banjo just fit with that song, so no one could really tell the difference. However, there was one other huge factor, and that was the time of getting the GuitarJo out of the way, get it all swiveled out of the way, then put back into place. I didn't have a lot of time to do that, but if I did have enough time to do that, I would need to put it back into place properly, which would require me going like this, listening to the guitar. Because during other songs, I got a little break after that song requires just guitar. However, that will require me going like this while the rest of the pit is playing the rest of the music, which would be really hard to hear and hear this and see if it's true banjo or not. Then we go to a song, I play something and be like, okay, that sounds a lot like a guitar, not a lot like a banjo, so I need to move around again. That's the main reason why I didn't play strictly guitar in the show and just use the banjo the entire time, and that's the huge downside I found in the GuitarJo. Now, if I had more time between scenes, if I could listen better and like didn't have like songs immediately after that one so I can listen, odds are that wouldn't be an issue, but it was an issue for this show. However, it's still a great thing. So overall, would I say that the GuitarJo is giggable? Absolutely, especially if you're playing a show like I did where you can play banjo throughout the entire show with your guitar and the GuitarJo. Absolutely, completely giggable. And this is even giggable if you're going back and forth between guitar and banjo. The only downside is just having enough time going between your guitar and your banjo sounds. But if you have a song back to back where you need a guitar and a banjo, I would see if you can supplement one of those songs out for one certain sound. So for example, if you're doing banjo then guitar, see if you can supplement the other song with a guitar. Or if you want the guitar sound, supplement the banjo for the guitar, so now we have guitar guitar or banjo banjo versus banjo guitar guitar slash banjo. Because this definitely takes a while to get set in place when you take it out. So like when you swing it out and swing it back in, definitely going to take a lot more time to figure out where you were on your fretboard to get that banjo sound again. Other than that, completely great thing, completely great tool. I absolutely love the GuitarJo. It worked very well for this musical. I can't wait to use it more in the future. Hope this video was helpful to everyone out there. Really hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next Monday with another video, guys. Goodbye and good night.